Hey everybody, so today we're going to start talking about chainsaw safety and how to cut safely. The first thing we're going to go over is safety equipment. The number one most important thing for when you're using power tools is safety glasses. Safety glasses will protect your eyes from any chips or any debris that is falling or being thrown at you, especially with a chainsaw. So safety glasses that wrap all the way around. Some sunglasses work, but the sunglasses need to be rated for strikes. So any sunglasses that have polycarbonate lenses are most of the time rated for strikes. Sunglasses with glass lenses are not good as safety glasses. It can put shards of glass in your eyes. So put on your safety glasses, make sure they wrap all the way around your face to block anything from the sides. Safety glasses need to have side shields on them to keep anything from coming in the sides. The next thing when you're using gas power tools is going to be ear protection. You can use headphones, earmuffs like this, or you can use earplugs like this. For foam earplugs, whenever you use foam earplugs, you need to roll them in your finger and place them into the ear canal. If you need any more training on how to do this, you can find me and I'll show you how to put them in. But roll them into your finger so they fit down inside your ear canal and place them in, and then wait about 45 seconds and let them expand in your ear, and that will block harmful sound, too much harmful sound, from hurting your ears. Earmuffs also work, and sometimes it may be needed to wear double hearing protection if you're in an extremely loud environment. The next piece of safety equipment that you need is a tourniquet. When you're using chainsaws or machinery with spinning blades, a tourniquet is extremely important to have on your person or within arm's reach, especially if you're working by yourself. If you're working with other people, someone on the crew needs to have a tourniquet nearby while the machinery is being used. Cuts from a chainsaw happen very fast, and they're almost always very bad. When most accidents happen with a chainsaw, they are to your upper thighs, and there are very important arteries in your thighs that can cause you to bleed out very fast, and a tourniquet will stop that from happening. Will stop that after it's happened, and you'll be able to get to a hospital in time. So a tourniquet is very important to have on hand while you're using a chainsaw. Now, one thing that we do have here is cut-resistant chaps. These go on very quickly. They have buckles. You just put them on right before you use the saw, especially if you're going to be using it for a long period of time. If you're making a couple shortcuts, it's not that big a deal as long as you observe proper cutting procedures. But if you're going to be making a lot of cuts for a long period of time, all day long, cut-resistant chaps are very important. What it does is it prevents the chainsaw from actually cutting your skin. If the chainsaw were to slip and come down on your legs, it will help prevent the chainsaw from cutting you. It may not stop it at every time, but it will definitely help prevent you from being injured very seriously and possibly having to use a tourniquet. So for safety gear, let's review: safety glasses, ear protection, cut-resistant chaps, and having a tourniquet on your person or within arm's reach at all times. That's your safety equipment. All right, so now we're gonna go over how to start a chainsaw properly. When you're using a gas chainsaw, a lot of people, and you see a lot of professionals that start the chainsaw from the standing position. For us, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna start it from a bent over position with our foot on. First thing you're gonna do is engage the chain brake. This brake keeps the chain from moving back and forth. So when you start it, the chain won't be spinning. So from here, place the chainsaw on the ground, put your foot on the back part of the chainsaw. Right here, there's a little that looks like a pedal. you'll put your foot through there. And what that's going to do is give you a stable place to pull from. Move your choke to the proper position. Grab the pull lever. Give it a quick jerk. From there, stand up, hold it, from here to here, then you can disengage the chain brake. You're ready to make a cut. So now we're going to move into how to make a cut. But before we do that, you need to know how to properly stand. One thing to think about is something called the fatal triangle. It starts here at your belly button and it goes down each leg. Within that fatal triangle, there are very important blood vessels that, if cut, can lead to your death within 3 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. So the biggest thing is making sure that the blade of the chainsaw will never be anywhere near your fatal triangle. Making sure that it will never come in contact with your fatal triangle. When you do this, you'll want to stand with a wide stance, and as you make your cut, if the chainsaw were to fall through your cut, it would go between your legs or away from your body, not towards your legs. The chaps are there to protect your legs, but you want to make sure that you never have to use them. So from here, you want to cut like this with the bottom of the blade. That is the safest place on the blade to make a cut. That will actually pull the chainsaw into the cut that you're making, and it will be the safest place to use it. The next safest way to make a cut is with the top of the blade. One thing to worry about there is it will want to push. If you make a cut with the top of the blade, it'll want to push the chainsaw back towards you. So when you do that, you want to make sure that you have a good footing, and if the chainsaw were to come back towards you, you would be able to stop it and not have it come back and possibly cut you. The one thing you don't want to do is make a cut with the tip of the chainsaw. That gives you the biggest chance of having a kickback. And when a kickback happens, the chainsaw kicks back toward your face. Now, the chain brake is there to prevent that, and if it were to happen, it would engage the chain brake and it wouldn't be able to cut your face. But sometimes chain brakes don't always work, so it's best not to make those cuts and possibly chance having a kickback. So from here, we're going to go into making a cut, how to make a cut. Now, I'm using an electric chainsaw. It's battery powered. Even with an electric chainsaw, you want to use hearing protection and eye protection. Electric chainsaws can still exceed the recommended decibels for safe hearing. So hearing protection is advised when using an electric chainsaw. So from here, we're going to make a cut using the bottom of the blade of the chainsaw so it pulls the chainsaw into what we're cutting. Make sure your stance is bright. Place the chainsaw near what you're cutting. Start the saw, and then make your cut. Make your cut in a controlled manner. We'll make one more cut. Start the saw, place it on what you're cutting, push it through the cut, making sure that no part of your body is in the path of the blade if it were to fall through your cut. Alright, one thing we're going to go over that I hope you never have to use is how to properly apply a tourniquet. Tourniquets have been lifesavers for many years, and they've been used in the special operations community and in the military for 12, 14, even 15 years. The ones that you have on hand in Southwood are called a CAT tourniquet, or a combat action tourniquet. These tourniquets are made to be applied by one person, or on yourself, or by another person. You can do it one-handed or two-handed. We're going to go over both methods on how to apply it to yourself. Tourniquets can be left on for up to 16 hours without limb damage or without damage to limbs, as long as they're properly taken care of. The good news is if you ever have to apply a tourniquet, you're most likely going to be within driving distance of a hospital. So you'll be able to get there with no nerve damage if the tourniquet is applied properly. So what we're gonna do, these save lives. You can bleed out within 3 minutes, sometimes even 2 minutes, depending on where you're cut and how bad the cut is. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to apply it to a limb or your leg with 2 hands, and then how to apply it to an arm with only 1 hand. So from here, what you're gonna get is in your truck or in your first aid kit or in your office near you, you're gonna have this tourniquet that's gonna look like this. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take this tourniquet, you're gonna pull it open until you get the loop. Open. Then you're gonna take it and put it over the limb that is cut, and you're gonna place it 2 to 3 inches above the cut. That's very important, 2 to 3 inches above the cut. You pull on the red tip and tighten it, and wrap the band all the way around. Then from there, you'll twist this bar until the bleeding stops. And you twist and twist and twist until the bleeding stops. That's very important. The bleeding has to stop. Not just slow down, but stop. From there, you'll then secure the bar right here in this little pocket, this little plastic clip pocket. And pull this over so the bar can't come out when you're being moved around by EMS or by your teammates. So we'll go over that again. Take the tourniquet, you'll open it up, place it over the limb, 2 to 3 inches above the cut. Pull on the red tab, tighten it, take it all the way around, and then twist the bar until the bleeding stops. Secure the bar within the plastic holder and place the safety strap over so the bar can't come out or become dislodged. That's all for a 2-handed tourniquet application. Now we're gonna go over 1-handed application of the tourniquet. Again, this is what you have in your truck in case of an absolute emergency where you cannot stop the bleeding in any other way. What you're gonna do is you're gonna get this either off your person or out of your kit. You're gonna open it up, place it on the affected limb, 2 to 3 inches over the cut. You'll take and pull on the red tab until it tightens, and you'll wrap the strap around the limb, making sure that the Velcro is stuck to itself. Then you tighten the bar, you twist and twist the bar until the bleeding has completely stopped. It's very important. You twist the bar until the bleeding has completely stopped. Then from there, you place it into the safety holder, the plastic safety holder, which locks the bar in place and keeps it from becoming dislodged while you're being moved or taken to the hospital. From there, you take this and place it over to the next piece of the safety holder. That way, the bar can for sure not come out of there, and the bleeding won't resume until you're with a medical professional, either an EMT or at the hospital or the emergency room. And that is the proper 1-handed application of the tourniquet.